Bitcoin is collapsing below $115,000 and it is going to collapse with the estimated price point about $107,000 and potentially even lower to $105,000. Bitcoin is going to fall into its 60-day cycle low within 2 weeks from now, and there is nothing that you can do about it. I still expect one last push to the upside to happen either today, tomorrow, or up until Wednesday when the Fed is going to cut the rates. Now, usually when Fed is cutting the rates, it affects the economy in a positive way. However, the economy is already anticipating the cut, and for this reason, the cryptos and the stock market might go up one last time to the upside and then will collapse to the downside in the next few weeks. But this collapse will be the ultimate opportunity to enter the market because we are approaching the 4-year cycle high this year within the next 2 months from now. That's why this current drop will be the opportunity to enter the market for everyone. Bitcoin is moving into 60-day cycles, and every 60 days we make a local bottom like we did here, and we are about to do here at the end of the month. After making the bottom, we start pumping up, and for the next 4, 5, or even 6 weeks, we're usually pumping up. Now, this is the last 60-day cycle in this weekly cycle. For this reason, I expect a bearish cycle. A bearish cycle usually means that the previous low support will be smashed and we will go down. This already happened before. On the 1st of September, we actually went to 107K, which is below the previous level of 112K, and now we are about to go down one more time. Now, how do I know that here will be the last buying opportunity? Because of the cycle indicators that you see at the bottom of the screen. The 2-week cycle, the 1 week, the 3-day, and the 1-day cycle, all slowly going down, except the 3-day cycle, which is why I expect this push to happen in the next few days before even the 3-day cycle reverses to the downside and the whole market just simply crashes down. If you don't have access to these indicators, simply go to strategymaster.substack.com. Right here, you will find all information about cycles. I publish cycle reports 2 to 3 times per week where I go over cryptocurrencies, stock market, gold, and altcoins. I talk about how the cycles are affecting the price, what can we expect next from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrencies, and how do I actually play this market. This is the exact chart that I just showed you in the video. If you want to read more and anticipate the news, basically get a free subscription on the website, or if you want to get access to these cycle indicators yourself, simply go and get a paid subscription right here by clicking gift a subscription or get a subscription. The cost is €42 or $49 a month, and you will have the chance to talk to me privately on Telegram, and also going to get access to all cycle indicators that I use to make my forecasts and trades. Now, this market is going to continue pumping up in October and November before it actually makes a cycle high. Now, usually the 2-week cycle and 1-week cycle are wonderful indicators showing where the market is heading. And as we can see, since the end of July, the market was actually heading down. It's the second month when we are heading down, and we are looking for that lows. Once the lows are established, we're going to make a bottom in the 2-week cycle indicator somewhere in October, and from there we're going to pump up, and we're most probably going to have a very positive October and November months. This also will coincide with the 1-week cycle indicator doing exactly the same, topping somewhere end of October or potential November, making an ultimate bull market top. I expect the bull market to actually continue for the next 2 months. I expect Bitcoin to reach 130 and potentially even $150,000, but it's not going to happen this month. So you have to be patient and you have to stay in the market. If you're holding Bitcoin, consider actually unwinding some positions and waiting for the cycle lows. And if you're not holding, don't buy just yet. Simply wait until we fall below 110K area and then start buying, especially if it's going to happen at about 25th, 27th, or potentially 28th of September. Now, I can predict all these timelines because I use these indicators, and I recommend everyone to use cycle indicators to forecast your trades. If I go to Binance dominance chart, I can see a very similar situation. Bitcoin dominance is currently growing because the whole market is crashing today as of Monday, and it will continue grow for the next few days. Now, after it makes a top, which I believe will happen either end of this week or the next week, it will go down for one last time, and this time we're going to call it an altcoin season. In reality, the altcoin season already started in June 27. This is when the Bitcoin dominance reached 66%, and since then the Bitcoin dominance retraced down by about 13%. It will continue to retrace down in October, and altcoins are going to make new highs. However, you have to understand that not every single altcoin will perform well this time, and you have to choose the winners. AVAX, Solana, Ethereum are among the ones that will smash the all-time highs and perform exceptionally well. I'm not a fan of this chart. However, the altcoin season index shows us that we are already in the altcoin season. It basically confirms my theory. Here you can see the coins that are outperforming Bitcoin in the last 3 months, and you can see a bunch of well-known coins like OKB, Pengu, Mantra, CFX, Say, Ethereum, Link. This is, ladies and gentlemen, an altcoin season. When many coins outperform Bitcoin for the last 3 months, this is when you want to be holding altcoins. However, you still want to wait for the cycle lows, and then you want to get into these altcoins. And if you want to know which altcoin will perform better, simply take a look at this chart. The altcoins that already perform well will continue to outperform Bitcoin for the next month. These are the winners of this cycle. And if you're looking to short some coins right now into the cycle lows, take a look at these coins. These are the losers of the cycle, and this is what you want to short for the next 1 to maximum 2 weeks. Once the market shifts up in October, also these coins will start performing well. So shorting is only available for a very short period right now, this week, and potentially next week. And if you want to make money using the cycle indicators, I recommend using the 30-minute strategy that's available for every single Strategy Master subscriber. Once again, I recommend going to this website, getting a subscription, getting all the indicators plus the buy and sell signals on the screen like I have it right now, and simply using them to make money. Now, these are the buy entries and these are the sell entries. As you can see, we had a bunch of sell entries before the market collapse, which happened overnight. Well, I cannot call it collapse because the market just fell about 2% from 116, but you could easily predict if you used my indicators. Here, the green areas are potential areas to enter the market. If you entered here and exited here, you were profitable. If you exited here, you were even more profitable. If you entered here and exited here, you were also profitable. And I can go into the past and see many situations like this. However, you have to combine the buy and sell signals with the cycle indicators. As you can see, this entry was not a good entry. This was an average entry, and this was a very good entry. Why? Because you have to follow the indicators at the bottom of the screen. You want to buy when most of the indicators are below 20. The 2-hour indicator was below 20 since the 29th of August. However, the 4-hour indicator bottomed actually just a couple of days later. The ideal buy zone was this one, including the buy signal right here. And if you bought here and potentially sold on the very first sell signal, you're already up by 1%. Now, if you use 4 or 5x leverage, that's 4 or 5% on a trade that just happened within a couple of hours. This indicator works particularly well in bearish markets, especially when the trend is negative. When the 1-week cycle is falling down, you can see if you shorted every single sell signal, you actually made money. Doesn't matter which signal you take, you short it and you exit when you have at least 1% in your profit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell. Also, comment in my video if you want to learn something specific about cycles or if you want me to go over your preferred altcoin. Don't open too many long positions right now. Wait for the cycle lows and let's make a lot of money in the upcoming months.